So guys, I have something to share with you all that I'd say is quite peculiar. Honestly, how often do you get to use that word, peculiar? I'm going to take advantage of it, okay? So what is peculiar? Well, we're not going to go over the definition of that, but this situation, okay? So let me run you guys through a quick series of events. I'm going to go to my Discord profile, and basically this morning when I woke up, okay, I rolled out of bed, you know, yada, 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 doesn't really matter, but this message came through, okay? This was the Guaranteed Champion event, and we're not going to be focusing on this too much. Well, I guess the whole video is about it, but not really, okay? You guys probably already know about this Guaranteed Champion, and speaking of, when I woke up this morning, basically we had an hour before we were able to post it, an hour knowing the information. But I woke up late, so I had like 30 minutes to post it, and if you post these news things 30 minutes after everybody else does, you get no views. YouTube doesn't like that, okay? So basically I was like, oh, well, screw it, go back to sleep. There's no reason for me to wake up and try to do a video on this. So I just threw it in the Discord at 9:13 a.m. I was definitely awake before that. That's kind of weird. But either way, what is the thing that is peculiar? So when I woke up and I saw this guy, okay, first off, we got a 2x ancient event, which is amazing, right? So we have a 2x ancients, which means you get a double chance for legendaries and epic champions from ancient shards, which honestly is the best time to pull shards. Before we had these guaranteed and extra legendary events, 2x Ancients was like the most game-changing time to pull shards. And it probably still is, to be honest, because there's so many good affinity champions. Ancient shards are pretty plentiful. Even early game, you can get, say, 20 every 2x, maybe even more. I'm not for sure exactly, but it's a great time to pull shards. But not only do we have the 2x event going on, we also have a guaranteed event for this guy right here. I was like, okay, sweet. This guy, I don't know how good he is. Goffred Brassclad. I mean, he can't see anything, so maybe he doesn't even know how good he is. But either way, I was like, okay, maybe it's a mediocre legendary, kind of beside the point. I was reading through his skills a little bit. I haven't tested him, haven't really seen too much testing him. I do know MTG Jedi did a video, which I'll check that out. I might leave it linked down below where you guys can go check it out on his channel as well. But he did a video talking about Goffred, I think doing a Go Second Arena team, and he could be a pretty solid champion. But that's all beside the point, okay? This is where the peculiarities, I gotta keep using that word. This is where it all happened, okay? So Calvin ticked off about this event. He won him in the tournament, and they do a guaranteed right after. So guys, let me go ahead and throw on my tinfoil hat here. Maybe a little bit cringy, but hey, we got a little attachment. Basically, it's some conspiracy theories. So Goffred, if you guys recall, not too long ago, we actually had a event where Plarium made so much money, it was actually insane, okay? So with the Teodor for first place, actually I believe it's right here. So we have Goffred Brassclad for levels 51 to 80. So whenever we seen this announcement this morning, I honestly wasn't thinking about this whatsoever. I kind of forgot that he was for level 51s to 80. Teodor was for 81 to 100. Teodor, absolutely amazing champion. Goffred, maybe a little bit less, obviously significantly less than Teodor, but maybe a decent champion. I'm going to test him out for sure. But this is very interesting. Honestly, I'm kind of with Calvin on this. What do you guys think? How would you feel if you pushed hard in these events? Okay, so the Teodor event, the Goffred event, the Champion Chase, because it was during summon events. Okay, basically, the reason why I made this video talking about Plarium making crazy money, we're going to take this tinfoil hat off. I think we're safe, guys. I think the watchers have left. But Plarium made crazy money because people were using their Ancients, their Sacreds, their Voids. It was on a Void 2x event, so it was a pretty good time to pull your shards. But people were using all of those shards and basically draining their resources to nothing. I've seen some people get sniped in some nasty, nasty matchups. But for the Goffred tournament, obviously it was going to be less for Goffred, but significantly more for Teodor. But the thing that I'm curious about is, first off, if you're level 51 to 100, 51 to 80, sorry, 51 to, was it 81? It doesn't really matter. But if you were in a Goffred Brassclad bracket, how do you guys feel about this? But the second thing I want to talk about is, with this setup, does that mean that Teodor may become a guaranteed champion? For a while there, I was kind of saying it jokingly on stream, like, oh, we may have a Teodor guaranteed because everybody already pulled tons of shards for this guy. We had a Teodor 10x, but I don't think they've ever done a 2x event alongside a guaranteed champion event. Maybe, actually, no, for Necmo, actually. I think Necmo Thar, let's see, Necmo Thar 15 Sacreds, July 29th. That may have been the only one that I remember, where it was basically like a no, was it a 2x? I don't even know. July 26th, and this is July 29th. So no, it was a 10x with Rhodos. So is this the first 2x plus a guaranteed champion they've done? I mean, this kind of makes it to where it's like, you know, there's really not much reason to not pull, because a lot of times it's save your shards for a guaranteed event or save them for a 2x event, and then open, if you have Mercy, for a extra legendary event. That's my plan. That was my plan going forward. I usually just skip the 2x events now, save it for the guaranteed events. But with this, doubling up, are we getting set up? Well, tinfoil hat. Are we getting set up for a Theodore guaranteed event? Now, guys, I know you in the comments are going to be like, no, there's no way, Ty. You're going to be calling this and you're going to be wrong. Yeah, I'm not actually going to call this, okay? I'm not actually confident enough that we're going to have a guaranteed Theodore event by no means. It would be cool, but I think Theodore is a little bit too crazy of a champion for that to actually realistically happen. But maybe we do see something soon that once makes us wish we would have saved some shards. But honestly, I think this is such a good event. With Goffred Brassclad being the guaranteed legendary, he could be pretty solid. But even more than that, I mean, it's a 2x ancient event. Like, there's not a whole lot of stuff that would be significantly better. Now, I say that, and this is August 31st saying that. So that may come back to bite me. It very well could. Especially if it's, who knows, a champion chase event for Kymar. Maybe Kymar's a top reward. Kymar, Duchess, Rodos Extra, Trunda, who knows what it's going to be. But let's go over Goffred real quick. Attacks one enemy 2 times. The first hit, 50% chance of placing a decreased defense for 2 turns. The second hit, chance of placing Provoke. Pretty nice. 50% chance. Okay, not anything crazy. A2, attacks all enemies at 75% chance. Books up to 100% chance of placing Stun for 1 turn. That's awesome. AoE attack. He's magic affinity. Now, Ragash does something very similar. So if you already have Ragash, you may not actually need Goffred as far as the AoE stun. And Ragash actually brings a decreased defense as well. Goffred's more of a support champion, as far as I'm aware. And Ragash is more of a support, but you can also build him to do some pretty good damage as far as a nuker in the arena. A3 ability places increased defense on all allies for 2 turns, then removes any decreased defense and weakened debuffs from all allies. That lends him to being a pretty good go second champion because obviously, well, he would be fast for that role if you wanted to strip the decreased defense and weaken before the enemy went. So it's nice to have if the enemy doesn't one-shot you, but if they one-shot you, it's not great. However, he's kind of stopping them from one-shotting you. Whenever an ally is attacked while under block damage, place a chance to place stun, books up to 100%. More importantly, active effect, if an ally is about to get killed by a fatal hit, blocks incoming damage and places a block damage for 1 turn. Now, this seems okay, but I want to see how this is better than Sandlash. I guess Sandlash Survivor does ally protection. She does block damage on herself. But I feel like if they're one-shotting your whole team, maybe if he protects 1 person, it might not be great. Maybe the team or the team order in the arena matters as far as who he's protecting. I guess you want to make sure the squishier champions, like maybe your res champions in the lead, so then they get block damage put on them. Maybe you could do like a no, not really a cardinal strategy. I don't know. I'm definitely interested in seeing some more information about him. I'm going to be pulling for him because I think this event's just a very solid event all around. But, man, I feel bad for Calvin here. I mean, he's mad. He's upset. I would be too, honestly. I've seen a lot of people's comments in other videos as well saying that, hey, I pulled a lot of shards for this event. I pulled a lot of shards for this dude, and I actually probably pulled more shards for him then than I am now, which is mind-blowing to me. I'm very surprised they're actually doing the guaranteed event after doing a tournament event like that. And it makes me think that Theodore could possibly be a guaranteed champion. Would he be in Sacreds though? I kind of doubt it, because with this far of a break, maybe he's in Ancient Shards next week. It would be kind of weird. And man, oh man, we would see some ticked off players, because if you remember in that video that I did, there were some players with tons of points, like almost 200,000 points, I believe. Let me see if I can scroll through this. Okay, we got Neo delivering the videos there. All right, let's see. What was the top of the list here? So top of the list, all right. I don't want no ads. Don't monetize me. 147,000 points, and that was with a little bit longer left in the tournament to go. So guys, let me know your opinions down below, your theories, if you got any idea, or do you think it's all just nonsense and that we're gonna have nothing else past this, and this is the best time to pull your shards? I'm definitely very curious in knowing. I do imagine there's probably gonna be an extra legendary event coming up soon, so I personally would probably, I'm gonna pull anyways. I'm at currently let's see, 166 in a Mercy. So I would rather have a extra legendary event and then a guaranteed in 2x event so I can go ahead and pull my shards for this and get maybe something on a good 10x. But it doesn't really matter. I could definitely go the entire 2x and only get 1 extra legendary, you know, get the guaranteed plus 1 other and then be out of stuff. So guys, we'll see. Best of luck to all of you in your pulls coming up this weekend. If you do pull, I imagine a lot of you will be pulling. So yeah, thank you all very much for watching the video. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll catch you all in the next video.